Morning, Colin Bielser, Assistant City Manager. And for this week's work session, the following topics will be discussed. So first will be the solid waste equipment building awarded bid. So the 2022 budget did include $160,000 for the construction of a vehicle and polycart storage building. When the solid waste facility was constructed in 2001, it was built to house 3 refuse trucks because that's the number that was in the fleet at the time. And since then, the fleet's grown to 6 trucks. 3 qualified bids were opened. The low bidder, QSI, submitted a bid of $155,280. The electrical service is quoted separately from the building, and that's expected to cost about $17,500. So the total project is about $13,000 over budget, likely due to the extremely volatile cost of building materials. Funding would come from the solid waste reserves, which is adequately funded to cover this expenditure. Also would be the service division dump trucks awarded bid. So the 2022 budget also included $565,000 for the purchase of 3 new dump trucks with snow removal equipment for the Public Works Service Division. The total low bid submitted by Wichita Kenworth for the 3 trucks that met all specification is $564,974, so just under. Also will be the Hickok Park Storm Sewer Rehab awarded bid. So there are 2 large diameter reinforced concrete pipes that carry stormwater from about 27th and Indian Trail and discharges into Cholla Creek at Hickok Park. That's started to fail and is creating a hazard. So city staff solicited bids to rehab the storm sewer infrastructure and restore the area. 4 bids were submitted, and the low bid was from M&D at an amount of approximately $27,808. And so this need is corrective action was not known when the 2022 budget was prepared. So it's obviously not budgeted. Adequate funds, however, do exist within the stormwater operating budget contingency line item to cover the low bid. Also will be the streetery and sidewalk cafe policy. So at the April 21st work session, the City Commission did deliberate the various policy issues associated with implementing a streetery program. Topics discussed included rules and regulations regarding alcohol consumption, location, footprint, use, structural and safety requirements, and insurance requirements. The Commission came to consensus on many of these policy considerations, and a draft policy will be presented for further review, discussion, and approval, if desired. Some of the topics of consensus by the Commission were alcohol possession and consumption will be allowed as long as state law and ABC rules are followed, so alcohol, beverage, and control. The streetery program will be allowed anywhere in the city of Hayes where off-street parking is not available or provided by the business, and the business does not already have access to private property to accommodate outdoor dining. Each business may occupy 1 parking stall with no buffer zone requirement, which means they can occupy all the way to the center line of the delineating parking stalls on either side. They also decided that businesses can also use the adjacent sidewalk. So included is a sidewalk cafe component to the policy, and sidewalk cafes are being proposed to be available for use year-round. And similarly to the streetery, there'll be certain restrictions on where it's located. Only restaurants and bars may participate in the program. Streeteries will be allowed from April 1st to October 31st. Streeteries may be located directly on the pavement or on a platform, and they also determined furthermore unacceptable construction materials include pallets, snow fence, and picket fencing. And then there'll also be kind of an open-ended component to that staff will have discretion when when a person wants to do this and comes forward and fills out a permit, because we can't accommodate for all the various types of materials. So to comply with the intent of the policy and visual, conformity to keep the environment, in the historical district appealing, they'll have the option. They'll have the ability. Staff will have the ability to use their discretion of those materials. Then lastly will be an ordinance regarding street sales, public drinking, and public possession. So before implementation of a sidewalk cafe and street program that would allow alcoholic liquor or cereal malt beverage sale, consumption, or possession, the governing body must approve a new ordinance. that would amend their current municipal code. So current municipal code does not allow the sale, possession, or consumption of alcoholic liquor or C&Bs on public property except in the parks. So the proposed ordinance only allows businesses that are granted approval by the state of Kansas Alcoholic Beverage Control and/or the city of Hayes to engage in that sale, consumption, possession on the public right-of-way. And then the ordinance also requires that each location where alcoholic liquor, cereal, malt beverage will be served, they have to be approved via an outdoor dining permit issued by the city.